Klassen and my reflection for the online learning module for week 7, I believe. So I'll be answering the following questions about after watching the lecture and reading the articles, what is my feelings toward online reading at the K-12 level? Do I think it's appropriate for students to complete online learning? What parameters should be in place? Do I think every state should require students to complete an online class prior to high school graduation? Why or why not? Describe my experience working with the LMS. Which system did I use and why? What did I like or dislike? And would I use the LMS as a future educator? So, to start off with, after watching the lecture, what are my feelings toward online learning at the K-12 level? I believe that online learning at the K-12 level can be a really good thing if it's in the right circumstance. For students with disabilities, illnesses, or other situations such as maybe they're a pro athlete or something, online learning could be a really great way for these students to graduate high school from either the comfort of their own home or traveling. I believe if there's no special circumstance, though, students should at least try being in a normal public charter or private school when they start out. Maybe not kindergarten, but as they get to the age where they start learning how to make friends better, like 4th grade or 5th grade. I think kids need socialization and to learn how to handle everyday problems and issues, and I think that they can achieve a lot of that by being in a school. If a student has attended a school for a few years and just really hates it and maybe is being bullied or something like that, then maybe it's time for them to talk with their parents and with the school about doing online schooling. If they do online schooling, though, I believe it's really important to provide that child with other ways to socialize and learn those real-world experiences that they may miss out on from not being in a school. As students get older, online schooling may be a good option for them if they're an exceptional learner, and maybe their school doesn't offer the higher education classes that they desire to take to push them a little farther. As a future teacher, I think that online learning is pretty neat because one day, if I have children and want to stay home with them, I could possibly become an online teacher. This way, I'm still doing what I love and still being able to care for my kids at home. I've talked to one lady who is an online teacher doing that, and she absolutely loved it. I think it's a really cool way that technology is used in education. I thought that the graph about all that the subject areas that are taught online was also really cool. It shows that students who do take online classes may have the opportunity to take classes that aren't offered at a normal public charter or private school. Okay, so the next question, do I think every state should require students to complete an online class prior to high school graduation? Why or why not? I do not think an online class should be required to graduate high school. However, I think should be highly advised and it should be easily accessible for high school students. I don't think it should be required, though, because some students simply do not like doing things online, and they know they don't want to take any online classes in college, or maybe they don't even think they're going to go to college. Maybe they're going to a technical school or something. I also think some parents would cause a fuss about this depending on where the school is. I think it would be very helpful for high school students to take an online class because they're so prevalent today. Personally, I took 1 or 2 online classes every semester of college until this year, in which I'm fully online, and it's really awesome. It's allowed me to get married and move away from home because my husband's military and have a full-time job and still continue getting my degree in something that I love. Also, in the future, some classes that students may have to graduate college could only be offered online. If they had not experienced this online system yet, then maybe, and it was a harder class, they may have trouble succeeding. So overall, I think online classes are a really great thing, and students should be urged to take at least one before graduating college or even in their first semester of college, but I do not think it should be mandatory. And the last question is describe my experience working with the LMS. Which system did I work with and why? What did I dislike or like about the system? And would I use it as a future educator? So the LMS I chose to work with was Schoology. I had never worked with that before. I was going to do Google Classroom, but I've used that a lot, so I decided to try something a little different. Schoology was a little difficult for me to get the hang of, but once I did, I started to really like it. I played around with creating a 3rd grade language arts class, and it was easy I created a folder with an assignment in it, and the assignment included a link to a short passage and a discussion board to answer questions. Since I'm not actually a teacher, I couldn't verify my identity with the school, so I kept getting notifications about that, so that was kind of annoying. I liked how there was so much to be done on the website in terms of assignments, grading. You could give badges to students, for getting their work done on time. You could send messages and much more. I really didn't dislike anything about it except for it was a little hard to navigate at first. And I could definitely see myself using this as a future educator. I think it just depends on what grade level I'm at. I really like the younger grade levels like K1, 2, and I think there may be a place for this in those classrooms, but I'm really not quite sure what that is right now, but maybe I could figure something out. Definitely in like 5th and 6th grade, I think kids have been on their computers enough in their lives that they can navigate around Google Classroom or something like Schoology if they were taught the right way. So I think it just depends on my grade level. So I hope you all have a great week. Thank you. Bye.